What's up, Warrior Dads? What's up, Warrior Dad Nation? TJ here, going over some stretching techniques with you and just talking for a minute about the timing of your strength training, cardio training, and your stretching. I'm just going to do I'm going to just go over those three things. I'm just going to touch on those three principles. When to do your strength training, just one of the many variations. There's a lot of different variations that we customize for people. But one of the rules of thumbs are number one, where to do your strength training, how to time it with your cardio training, and the importance of stretching. Those three subjects. Let's get into it. Boom. So I'm actually here stretching. I just did about 5 miles. Started at the gym, left the gym, went out, ran 5 miles, and actually went on the track of my old junior college from years and years ago, from back in like '91 when I went there. It was cool to go back on the campus and run around that track, and then just ran back. Now I'm in the gym stretching, but I want to provide you some valuable content and just provide you some value and some insight as a guy that's just about to turn 50 in just a little over a month. So August 11th, I turned 50. If you're a little bit younger, you'll find out the importance of stretching as you get older. And if you're older, you're probably already starting to realize, and it's catching up to you. If you're not already injured and riddled with little aches and pains and completely non-flexible, but you want to learn the secrets to getting in good shape again and being able to do amazing things. One of the keys is stretching. Little focus issue. Boom, there we go. I learned quite a bit about this. I wasn't stretching enough, and I was having some issues. Some calf tightness, some calf strain issues, some hamstring issues, and various issues over my years of trail running as I got older. And it got to the point where there was periods of time where I couldn't even run. I couldn't run, and since I have endocrine system and metabolism issues and a bunch of other injuries, I'd gain a bunch of weight, and then I'd try to get back in shape, and I'd work myself back into shape. I'd start running again and just deal with the pain, and I couldn't figure out how to get rid of my calf strain issues and tight hamstring issues, and it just plagued me. And there was a period of time where I'd start running again, and then I wouldn't be able to run up hills. And I missed trail running. That was one of my passions, is running through the mountains. It's so much more fun than just running on flat stuff. And I'd drop my daughters off at their high school, and I'd look up in the hills on these trails where I used to run and just daydream, like, oh man, especially when I was 40 pounds overweight. I'd look up at those hills and just remember what it used to be like, and just fantasize about being able to run up in those hills again. But I couldn't, and I didn't know how to unlock the code, and I had all my sports medicine background and this and that and the other thing from my college days, but those were so long ago, and the bodybuilding days and even the days of triathlons and stuff. I just had gotten to a point where I just couldn't, and I didn't know how to unlock those codes. And then I listened to about a 3-hour long podcast with David Goggins on the Joe Rogan podcast. And he talked about his problems and how he never stretched for years and years and years. And I did stretch, but I had a bunch of, I had some issues. And he started talking about his philosophy on it and how he cured himself and how he slowed down his stretching, and how, especially on his long run days, he'd do these much longer stretching sessions where he'd hold one position for long periods of time to get the muscles to finally unclench and release and elongate and let go. And that wasn't the only key, but that was one of the final keys that helped me unlock the code to my injuries. I started running a little bit at a time, and not every day in a row, every other day. I couldn't do back-to-back days. I'd get way too tight, and my tendons, my Achilles tendon was way too brittle. And so I started running every other day. And one of the things that unlocked was doing cardio, doing my run every other day. And then on the in-between days, when I wasn't doing my running, I would do strength training. I'd do upper body, I'd do more of a traditional bodybuilding type of spread. And with a leg day, and then against my better judgment, I finally got to the point where I started training calves again. That was one of the secrets as well. There's a few secrets that went into it, but one of them was training calves again, stimulating that muscle, flushing it with blood, filling it with blood, bringing in the nutrients, stimulating growth, and then doing on the long cardio days, like on the running days themselves, doing long, slow stretching. I've been holding one position this whole last couple minutes I've been talking to you guys. Well, I've been doing a slight variation. I'm going to show you really quick. So instead of just this foot, so I'll have it out straight for a while, and then I'll turn it in. My angle's funny, but this is in. This is outside. This is in. So turn it in so it stretches this outside soleus, the outside of your calf. And then I'll roll over to the side while I'm bending forward and pulling on the hamstring and the calf. And then I'll lean to the side. And I'll just keep hitting it from all kinds of different angles while I'm holding and stretching it for a long period of time, for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes on one side, and I'll sort of change my hand position and grab the outside of my foot, the top of my foot, the inside of my foot. I won't wrench on it, like tweak on it, just slowly pulling on it, just easily letting it ease into the stretch, not yanking around on it quickly.
Hey, 24-hour fitness team members.
And that, combined with some of my other training methods, started unlocking my calves and my hamstrings.
Please grab your jacket.
And after a few months of doing that, I started running up hills again. And then, whereas before I couldn't run up a driveway without feeling like I strained a calf muscle, and I would limp around for 2 weeks just from walking up a steep driveway. And then I got to the point a few months into it. When was that? Around December or January? I ran up Mount Diablo, a 4,000-foot mountain. Up and back. It's about 16 miles. It was amazing. Through gnarly, rocky, treacherous trails. It was awesome. And but part of that is from this slow, easy stretching. So on your long cardio day, so that could be running for you, that could be trail running, that could be road running, that could be cycling, that could be mountain biking, it could be treadmilling, it could be elliptical. On a day where you work your way up slowly but surely to where you can do a minimum of an hour solid cardio nonstop. And whatever that cardio day is. In the beginning, it may only be 30 minutes. Vigorous hiking, and then with a walk, and then maybe a little jog for 5 minutes, and then you just build that up slowly. But you don't do it day by day. You don't do every day in a row. You do one day of that cardio, whatever that cardio is, and you work your tolerance up on that cardio every other day. And then you do slow, long stretching afterwards. I'll stretch my quads, hold them for a while. I'll get down I do my standing stretching. I'll do my standing stretches, and then I'll get down on the floor and I'll do all my floor stretching. Let me switch over to this side. It's been quite a while on that leg. Got busy talking. Hui. But that's one of the keys. And so on that long cardio day, That's the long stretch day as well. Immediately afterwards, you don't let that muscle cool down for a second. Grab a little snack, grab like a little no sugar protein bar or a protein drink, sip on that while I take my time. I'll watch YouTube videos just to buy the time so that I'm distracted in my mind and I can watch, motivational videos or exercise videos or it's just whatever. And just spend your time just. See, I'm taking this foot and I'm leaning over. The angle looks funny because the angle that I'm filming from, and I'll just pull on it just ever so slightly from this angle. Then I'll switch and I'll pull on it from this angle, and then I'll pull on it from this angle. I'll hit it from all these different angles. Hit all these different angles. Just take my time with it. And I'll get up and I'll stretch my quads again. And I'll do more of like a taekwondo or a Muay Thai stretch, right? Where I switch from one side and I stretch my groin, and I stretch to the other side and stretch my groin. Take my time with it, and stretch that stuff out. And then on the strength training days, when I train upper body or legs, or when I do weightlifting, so one day I'm outdoors, if I can be, I'm outdoors doing cardio. That could be cycling, mountain biking, running, whatever. For me, I'm training for running, but it doesn't have to just be for runners. And I'm a trail runner as a hobby. It's one of my passions. I love running up mountains. I love racing up mountains. And then on the strength training days, at the end of the strength training workout, you jump on a stationary bike because it's the least amount of pressure on those tendons that are still sensitive from the previous day's long cardio. And you spin on the bike for 15 to 20 minutes. And that loosens everything up, brings in blood flow, brings in nutrients, brings in oxygen, distributes the blood throughout your body so it doesn't just pool up where you were doing your workout, like if you're working upper body or something. Now the blood's all rushing up there. Now it's starving the blood and the oxygen from the muscles that you trained yesterday in your long cardio session, and the ligaments and the tendons, especially as we get older, our Achilles tendons, our calves, our knee joints. So we want to send some blood down there, stimulate and rush some blood down there on the day after for at least 15 minutes, let everything get loosey-goosey, 15 to 20 minutes, maybe even 30 if you have time. And then do a light version of the stretching as well. Nice and slow, ease into it, but you can do that stretching session in 5 minutes. This stretching session will take me probably 30 minutes. But on the between days, I'm just doing a little 5-minute little version of it. Easy and slow, nothing jerking around. And then the next day, boom, I'm ready to hit a run again. And if you're a mountain biker, you're ready to hit a mountain bike again. If you're a cyclist, you're ready to go bike 15, 20, 30, 40 miles, whatever your tolerance is at that particular moment as you advance. And I'm an ex-cyclist and an ex-triathlete, so for those of you that want to take your triathlon training, take your cycling and mountain biking or running or trail running to another level, it's one of my specialties. I can get you to the point, especially when we work in the strength training and I customize that strength training tailor-made for your sport. Man, you will crush your competition, you will crush your age group, you'll crush the overall. I swear to God, you'll be amazed before you're halfway through. And my training rates are going to be ridiculously low. I mean, I belong to two different gyms. This other gym, I was just looking at, they have a big board up. When I go over there tomorrow, I think I'll be able to, no, I won't be able to until Saturday. I'll take a picture of the big whiteboard where they were listing all their personal training specials. But it doesn't include nutrition, mindset, nothing. It's just regular, generic, old personal training. Nothing that custom, nothing even that. No injury prevention, no injury recovery, just basic, old school, just simple, generic personal training. If you buy 25 sessions in advance, it's $55 a session. $55 a session for 50 minutes of training. Now multiply that times 25 and tell me what the total is. I think it's about $1,500. You got to pay up front, or is it $3,000? No, I think it's $5,500. I'll have to use a calculator on that. Think about that. That's expensive. And actually, oddly enough, that's what I was paying back when I hired a personal trainer when I wanted to see, oh gosh, I wonder if things have changed since I studied personal training and exercise medicine and sports medicine when I was younger. And no, nothing had changed. They were still teaching the same old garbage. This one kid that I got was exceptional, and he did next level stuff because he had a degree in exercise therapy and exercise medicine and exercise something or other, exercise physiology. And so he was next level, but that was just him. He was an outlier. He was an exception to the rule. All the rest of them, I was watching them training people, watching what they were telling them, thinking, that is the most basic, right out of Muscle and Fitness nonsense I've ever heard anybody tell a client. I mean, I was embarrassed. But the kid I got, I was just so lucky. That's why I hired him, because he was exceptional. It was expensive. I was paying $1,500 for only 8 weeks of training. That was 2 sessions a week, 8 weeks, $1,500. That's way more than $55 a session. So you'll see when we finish coming up with our pricing, it's going to be extremely competitive. We're going to take on a few clients next month, and we're going to cap it. We're going to be taking the applications because we're only going to cap it at a certain amount of clients that we're going to bring on. And then in August, we're going to bring on a few more clients while we keep optimizing the website and making it better and better and better. In the beginning, it's going to be a lot more manual labor on my part because I pour everything into my training for you guys. And then you're going to be getting bi-weekly group training sessions on top of the customized workout plans and nutrition plans and everything. And it's just so much that I'm going to be offering you guys at a fraction of what you would pay at your local gym. But with way better content, way better value. And injury prevention, injury recovery tips and tricks. And just like you've seen, and if you watch any of my previous videos, and if you follow us on Facebook at Warrior Dad Nation, just watch my Facebook Lives, start catching a few episodes. I offer, even just in those, I offer more than you could pay any trainer at your local gym for. But I digress. There's a lot of good guys out there, don't get me wrong. But these gyms aren't letting them. I know some good guys out there, and their gyms just don't let them even do what they're capable of. And the ones that are private, they're charging $75 for 50 minutes of training. So you add that up times 2 sessions a week or 3 sessions a week times 12 weeks for 3 months. Some spendy stuff. So I think we're going to be providing a tremendous value when you compare it to that. And those aren't even including nutrition. Mine's including the nutrition, cooking guides, shopping guides, all kinds of great stuff. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to having you guys, the ones that are ready and the ones that apply and get accepted into our program. We're looking forward to having you. And looking forward to talking to you soon. More videos coming up here soon. Don't forget to be awesome. Train hard. Stretch hard. Be a great dad. Be a good person, be the best you can. If you fall down, you make a mistake, get back up, get back on that horse, and try again. You can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. Warrior Dad TJ, signing off.